Hello and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Millie, and on this channel I talk about yarn, I talk about knitting and crochet, I share my works in progress, my finished objects, and I also share yarn hauls with you. And I have a few knitting tutorials that I have added to my channel, and I will continue to add as I go along. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. And on today's video, I'm going to share with you a finished object, two works in progress, and one of the works in progress is my temperature blanket. So I have a quick update on that. I'll start by showing you my finished object. So I have this baby sweater that I have finished. And I used my go-to knitting pattern for baby sweaters, which I've had for a long time and I use it a lot. And I'm going to leave a link for this pattern in the comments, in the description below. You can buy this on Raverly. I believe it's like $6.50 or thereabout. I don't know if the price has gone up, but I've had this for a long time and I have made a ton of baby sweaters in this. It's very, very easy to work with. It's beginner friendly, and if you're an experienced knitter, it's also a good a good pattern because you can modify, you can add things to it, you can take things out of it. So it's a really, really good pattern, and if you knit a lot of baby sweaters, it's a good investment. So I'm going to leave a link, and if you're interested, you can buy it. So it looks like this. It has a yoke, and then I added 3 power buttons here. I don't know if we can see them clearly. And it's ready to go into the washer. And I'm pleased with it. I think it turned out really nice, and it didn't take me, I think it took me about, it didn't take me that long. Maybe I finished it within 2 days of starting it. So I used this red yarn. This is Lion Brad Basic Stitch. That's what I used. First time using it. It's not my favorite, but I think it's okay. And this one is let's see, it's 100% acrylic, and it's called Antipilling acrylic. It's 100% machine washable and dryable. It's a 4-weight, and it comes, the ball of yarn has 185 yards. And if you're going to knit with it, you need US 8, which is what I used. I used US 8, I don't know where my knitting needles are, but I used US 8 knitting needles to knit it. And if you're going to crochet with it, you need an H hook of 5 millimeters. And this color is called Red Heather. So it's a red, and if you know me, you know that this is my favorite color. So I enjoyed working on it, and I am so pleased with the way it turned out. And I made the 0 to 6 months. So that's what I made, but I think I try to follow the pattern completely the way it's written. Actually, the original pattern, it doesn't have sleeves, so I added sleeves. The pattern usually ends up here with short sleeves, but I usually add sleeves to mine. And I think I added this little detail on the side. And that's why I'm saying that this pattern is easy to work with, so you can modify it a little bit to suit your needs. So the yarn I used like a ball of yarn and maybe a quarter of the second one. and because it comes in 185 yards, and this is what I have left on the second ball of yarn, and I'm happy with it. It's ready to go to the washer and then go to the owner. So that's the first project that I finished. Now I'm going to show you. Oh, here are the knitting needles I used. I alternated between Chiagu reds and my favorite Addis. So I alternated because I needed shorter needles for the sleeves because there wasn't that many stitches. So that's the first thing that I'm showing you right now. And then I'm going to show you one work in progress, and then we'll go to the temperature blanket. So my other work in progress is this scarf that I'm knitting. It looks like this. And I'm using, I'm going to be knitting this in reversible stitch, and I'm going to be sampling different reversible knit stitch. So the first stitch that I'm sampling here, or that I've sampled, is the 2x2 seed stitch, and I like it, and I have used it before, but I just wanted to use it at the beginning of the shawl and of the scarf. And then I have a different reversible stitch up here, and it's a 2x2, but I'm knitting 3 rows instead of 2 rows, so it's a little bit longer. And then once I'm done with this section, I'm going to look for another reversible stitch, and that is how I plan to finish this. So I'm planning to use about 5 different stitch patterns on this, and because I want to sample them and see how they look, and then I'll pick my favorite from the bunch and probably use it on a blanket or use it on other projects that I have in future, because sometimes when I'm working on a new stitch, I usually will make a small swatch and then see how easy or how hard it is to work on it, and from there I'll decide if I want to use it in a pattern. So instead I decided to use it on a scarf and see how that works up. So far so good, I like it. I am making slow progress, but it's still I'm still at the beginning, and I'm using these progress keepers to kind of encourage myself and see how much I'm knitting per day. If you like to use progress keepers, leave a comment below. For me, I think it helps me stay motivated, because like I know, like one day I knitted from here to here, and that's quite a bit, and so that keeps me motivated. So that's why I use them. For the yarn, I'm using these loops and threads Impeccable yarn by Michaels, and this is the same yarn that I'm using for my temperature blanket. It looks like this in a ball. This is what it looks like. I've already caked this one that I'm using, so I can really show it to you. So this color is called, let me find the color. Oops. This color is called Rich Orchid. So that's the color I am using. And this yarn is a 4-weight, and it comes in 285 yards. It's 100% acrylic, and to knit with it, you need US 8 knitting needles. To crochet, you need an H hook or 5mm crochet hook. So 100% acrylic, machine washable and dryable. So very easy to take care of, which is my kind of yarn. And I plan to use 2 balls of yarn. I hope it's enough. If it's not, then maybe I'll do a 2.5. And this is the first ball. So that's the first ball of yarn. And this is the second one, which I have already caked and ready to go. So, and I'm using Addis, and I think I'm going to transfer this to a shorter length, shorter knitting needles, because this is kind of too long and it's a little bit annoying, but that I couldn't find my my size 24, so I think these are like 32 or something. Anyway, I'm going to change and find a shorter cord, or just change into a Chiagu US 8. And so that's what I have with this one so far, and I'm making slow progress, and it's kind of my in-between easy to knit project at the moment. And the other work in progress that I wanted to show you today is my temperature blanket. That's my swash. If you haven't watched my videos, I have a couple of videos talking about my plan and the yarn that I'm using and all that. But real quick, I am using loops and thread in Impeccable yarn. And initially I had chosen 15 colors, but I am down to 13. Once I started assigning temperatures, I lost some of the colors. And so far, this is what I have. This is the beginning, and it's going up this way. There's not much to show you now because we are still at the beginning of the year, but I like my progress so far. I am enjoying the process, and I'm having a good time working on this. And I'm using linen stitch to crochet this, which is a very easy but still a beautiful stitch pattern. So I'm enjoying it so much, and I cannot wait to get to the warm colors. So far it's been easy, and I haven't assigned a day that I'm crocheting on this, but I'm trying to keep up with it. And especially when I'm working on these dark colors, I want to do it on my day off, because then I can do it during the day. Because if I'm working on it late at night, then I can't really see the stitches clearly. So I'm preferring to work on it in the mornings. And I was thinking the other day that I'll probably be knitting, crocheting in the morning when I wake up, when I'm having my breakfast, but I don't know yet. I'm just gonna take it one day at a time, which is how the colors are assigned. It's on a daily basis. So far, so good, and I'm enjoying the process, and I'll keep working on it, and I'll try to update you as much as I can. I don't promise that I'll be able to do it every week, but I'll try to do it at least once a month. And I started a Facebook page, and if you're interested, you can join, and we can share. Everyone that's making a temperature blanket can share their progress over there, or you can share what you're working on, because sometimes when you see what other people are making, it keeps you encouraged. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I'm going to be working on this row and finishing it, and maybe looking at the temperature for the next few days. I have my notebook here, which has all my notes, and I'm recording all my temperatures in the notebook. So far I have had to erase a few. I'm keeping track. And then I made this little page with all my yarns and the names, because believe it or not, this can get confusing. You might think that you know all these colors that you're working with, but I found out that every time, sometimes some colors are obvious, but some of these, like these dark blues, are not really obvious. The Kelly green and these aqua are kind of straightforward, but these dark ones are a little bit confusing. So I decided to finally make this page here and tape my yarn on here, so that I have a quick reference, and especially because there's not enough room on this page to actually tape a sample of the yarn that I'm using. I have the name, but I don't have enough room to do a sample on my notebook. So I'm going to just be going to the back and looking at this page for the color reference. So I'm learning as I go, and I'm finding different helpful things to do as I go. And that is what I have so far. So if you're working on a temperature blanket, how are you doing with it? How is your process going? And are you having fun? So that is all I have for you today. And until next time, happy knitting and happy crochet.